Greetings, Earthlings.
Warning, the following program contains strong Black First opinion about mature and strong subject matter that affects Black America and the diaspora as a whole. Listen at your own risk, you sissies.
Grand Rising All, you are listening to the one and only Be One or None. Good morning from Africatown, Los Angeles.
Okay, Grand Rising. We have the nation in the house. Shout out to Lynn, Black Love.
Happy Tuesday.
Kathy B. We have, oh, okay. I was looking. We have Mind Games. And
Peace,
then
peace, peace.
We have Queen Angie, Clear as Conscious. Yes. Let me see if I can plug this up. So we got a
great no chaser with the queen in the house.
Yeah. So, okay, we got a lot to talk about. First of all, we're going to talk about Kanye first. You know, we got him here, and I was trying to pull it up, and when I was pulling him up, do you realize that Kanye been apologizing for a long time? Now, they said Kanye took out a whole page ad out on the Washington Times apologizing to the Jews, and I don't understand why he constantly keeps apologizing to the Jews, but I'm gonna play a couple of clips. Kanye has been apologizing to the Jews, the Black people, and everything for a while right now.
This guy. All right.
So I don't know the latest apology letter. From my understanding, it's the same old thing. So, but we're gonna look at. Hold on. We're gonna play this. Hold on. Where's the media go? Y'all know how we are with StreamYard.
But before you play it, I'll say this. Kanye, he took all this damn money. He got apologize to Black people because they ain't putting no money in his pocket because Black folk don't buy records no more. I mean, everything about streaming. All his money was wrapped up.
Clothes. They were buying his clothes and stuff.
Yeah, they bought a little Yeezys and stuff. Yeah, but he should have. Yeah.
So when I realized that Kanye apologized in 2023, Kanye apologized last year, and then he did a letter this year. So look at this.
So when I said that, and I questioned the death of George Floyd, it hurt my people. It hurt the Black people. So I want to apologize to hurting them, because right now God has shown me by what Adidas is doing and by what the media is doing, I know how it feels to have a knee on my neck now. So I thank you, God, for humbling me and letting me know how it really felt. So when I say,
did he just say he know how to have a knee on his neck? What the hell wrong? He's a goofy man. God damn it!
But that was the other year, and then
wow.
We're gonna play another Kanye. Like that's what I'm saying. Everybody like, is he really apologizing or what? Hold on. This is the next one.
Kanye West just posted an apology to the Jewish community, and he wrote it in Hebrew. Now let's get into it. So Kanye shared this message on Instagram just a few minutes ago. As you can see, it is in Hebrew, and here is the English translation. Kanye says, "I sincerely apologize to the Jewish community for any unintended outbursts caused by my words or actions. It was not my intention to hurt or demean, and I deeply regret any pain I may have caused. I am committed to starting with myself and learning from this experience to ensure greater sensitivity and understanding in the future. Your forgiveness is important to me, and I am committed to making amends and promoting unity." This honestly comes as a shock. I did not see Kanye apologizing to the Jewish community anytime soon. The Twitter reactions are already coming in. This person says Kanye just dropped his first apology. This fan says Kanye is too real, no way he posted an apology in Hebrew. And this fan says this Kanye West comeback has to be the greatest in this decade. Are you surprised by this apology, and do you think it's sincere? Let me know your thoughts down below.
So I'm gonna pull this
Man.
up. And if you look at that, that was not this year. That was before. And this is the letter they was talking about. He wrote in. They said he used Chat GPT. Now this was last year, and he wrote it in Hebrew. And so now he took out a
Hold on,
whole
hold on, hold on.
page.
He said he used Chat GPT. Damn.
Yeah,
I
and
see.
when I started looking for the letter, all these apologies started coming up, and then it kind of got me that Kanye is holding these white man hands that say they're Jew and getting and requested an apology. I mean, giving them an apology, and then the Jewish person is there like he's the connection to God to give Kanye forgiveness. And I mean, and he's been doing it and doing it more and more. So I don't know what's wrong with Kanye. Are you there?
Yeah. No, I was saying people. I don't know if you were playing something
Okay.
else. You were playing something else.
You
So
breaking up. You breaking up.
yeah,
What is he
you some
apologizing for?
these all the stuff that
No, I
happened
was
back. You
looking for
know,
the letter. I was looking for the
I'm still
letter,
breaking up, y'all.
and they say he took it out bound. Those was no, you're
I'm
not
still
still
breaking
breaking
up.
up now.
I'm
No,
good.
no.
So I would say this real
Yeah.
quick. Basically, the stuff he did a couple years back when he was talking about black people, pretty much what he said about the slavery thing. He said, damn, what he said about slavery. Then, he's went out to the Jews. Basically, he was telling the truth about the Jews, like they control everything. They pretty much blackball people. Then he knew that wasn't gonna fly. They did him just like they did Nick Cannon. Like I
So
said,
hold
me and
on.
him apologize to the.
Did he say something new? You're talking about something old.
No,
He
No,
said
no, no. I'm
that's what I'm
saying
something
saying.
he,
new.
It's the same thing. He's
Dang, he's just
constantly
apologizing
apologizing.
now. Yeah, he's just constantly apologizing because he loves like his money. Remember, he worth 3.3 billion, but all his money wrapping to Adidas. It was wrapping to all the other stuff the Jews on, and they took it away from him. Said, "Oh, you want to talk big shit? So what we're gonna do? We're gonna take all your cap, all the money you was making, and now you worth 400 million, which $400 million still good, but it ain't, we ain't but a few of us worth a billionaires, and we don't really have how much of that actually liquid. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's real power. I'm not trying to shoot my people down. You're never gonna touch them people because we didn't make a pact like they did in the 40s. In 45, they made a pact after the Holocaust. Black people came out of slavery. We did Reconstruction, but we should have made a pact too because and everybody made pacts except for us. Now we still talking about stuff we should have did over 100 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm pissed off by my people. These folk got real power. They can do what the hell they want. They control the institution, banking. Most definitely they control the banking. They control entertainment. They control YouTube. So we don't have that type of power. That's real power. I let my plane. I'm pissed off.
I'm not pissed off
Yeah,
again.
I
I'm
mean,
confused. He's apologizing for things from like
you
some years
confused.
ago. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
It's a slim apology?
yes,
Yeah, but
he
it said
hasn't did
he still ain't got
anything
that money back.
lately.
He didn't get his money back. He got a new album drop. I just heard, but still, he didn't get his $1 billion back.
Okay, that's fine. Here's my thing though. I don't know. I'm gonna do devil's advocate. Like the Yeezys or whatever, I didn't think they were cute. Like I wouldn't buy them, but I would support Kanye in his endeavor to break away. But people don't want to do that. So if that's the money he wants, but are you putting it back in the community? If that's how you feel, I'm confused why he's apologizing for the same thing. I'm so confused right now. I don't understand.
Yes,
What I'm
I
saying
mean
is, it's the money.
he's
He
going
lost a
back
lot of
to
money. And it's probably more than that too. It's some other stuff
yeah.
he probably. Cause you remember that about them Jews? They got all kind of stuff on your ass. Like cause I said they got a real
I'm getting
connection.
ready
So
to
they
play this.
okay.
Give me one second. I'm gonna play this. This is like I said, this was the other year, and he went to them to apologize, and now he wrote a letter, and as they say, he took out the letter a whole page ad. Hold on, let's see.
Ideas I had and having taken them to an extreme.
Hold on, let me see.
I feel really blessed to be able to sit here with you today and just take accountability. I was dealing with some various.
Oh, it's kind of stopping. Oh,
Who's
it's
speaking?
stopping. That's Kanye talking to the him.
Issues
Listen,
dealing with
it's gonna keep freezing. My stuff is freezing up.
bipolar also.
So either which way, I guess this is gonna constantly freeze. I'm gonna just hit stop sharing. But the gist of it, y'all can go look that up. The gist of it, he was asking forgiveness to white man is that believes in the Jewish thing. He's supposed to be a rabbi, and you can see him holding his hand. And after Kanye's telling him something around the time. Saying something about his mental state is what made him do it, and he's kind of like a child. He was like, kind of like if you leave a child and they go mess up the kitchen and you got to come back and fix everything else up in the kitchen that the child messed up. That's what he's doing. He's cleaning back up his mess. But my thing is it's the visual thing that gets me. We're all human. And yeah, they're Jews, but we're all human. What makes that white man who says he's a Jew more closer to God than the black preacher who is in the church? You know what I'm saying? And for him to be holding the white man's hand that says he's a Jew, which he's a rabbi, to get forgiveness as if we have to go through the passage of a white man when we know the Anunnaki Jews, and we know through history the original Jews are black. They made Nick Cannon apologize for the truth. It's like, are we going to keep playing into their truth, or are we going to play into the truth of history? Whether you're a Jew or not, the original Jews were black. So how did we get the Jews with the skin color and everything? Because original Jews were black. You didn't have to dress up. You didn't have to put on attire to recognize yourself as a Jew.
Yeah, Dr. Ben was a Jew. You know that, right? Dr. Ben. You remember Dr. Ben, right?
No.
He used to be with Dr. Henry Clark. Dr. Ben was over. Yeah, he's over in he's a Jew. They claim Whoopi Goldberg is a Jew too, but yeah.
But you don't know what a Jew is because it's a religion.
I'm gonna tell you what it is. Okay, let me say this first of all. I was watching NPR. I was listening to NPR the other day, and it was talking about how Trump and the Republicans being against the critical race theory, right, and racial division, right. But then on the same note, they were talking about dealing with anti-Semitic views. So that right there shows you that the Semitic part is not ethnicity or race, but religion. So if you look at the word Semite, the definition is a member of any of various ancient and modern peoples originating in Southwestern Asia, including Akkadians, Canaanites, what is it? I cannot pronounce this word. Phoenicians, Hebrews, and Arabs. The term primarily denotes speakers of the Semitic language, such as Hebrew, Arabic, and Aramaic, and derived from Shem, one of the sons of Noah. That is the first definition. Second is Jews. So that means nothing. And all those things I just named come from melanated people. The Akkadians, the Canaanites, all those are melanated people. So I feel like, I'm just going to say this, I feel like the way they treat Black people in America is anti-Semitic.
How about that? That's because the Black people are the original Jews. If you look at the Bible, the original Jews was crucified. That's why I say Jesus is more than what they have written in their book of the Bible. We can believe in God, we can believe in it, but how can you reduce God to a book that we know came from the hands of our enemy? Then we know our enemy erased, put themselves forward. So how can we go and then say, and then the Bible say crucified and mocked. And then when they go in and say that this trial that you got to go through in life, that's us. A white Jew has it easy. The Jews have taken over the American government, the Israelites or whatever they are. They have taken over, so we cannot say nothing. So if we put God in all this, how come God needs man to act selfishly to push their agenda forth? Because God can speak for himself or herself. So it makes no sense. If you are a person of God, if you take off all that attire, that the outfits and the head over with a Jew, if we take off all our attire, we all look like human beings. So how come God won't give you a characteristic is black skin? I'll leave it like that. But to Kanye to
you in the matrix a little bit.
Sit there with his hands in the white man's hand that say he's a
you're a little bit in the matrix,
rabbi Jew who was born through a coochie just like me and you. And these Jews, look up the stories how these Jews have been crucified, have been caught selling body parts and all that in New York, and all the trafficking. You know what I'm saying? Israel, how can you say you of God and you're killing your neighbor? I thought the Bible say love thy neighbor. But you're killing children because they say they're not Jews, the Palestinians in the Israel war. All of this is man-made.
Yep.
If you wrong for saying that they wrong, and that's anti-Semitic, saying you wrong for killing other children, but your children is better, and then they take it to us. Well, they white skinned kids is better than the black kids, so it's okay to kill us. See how it's the same playbook? White man in power, in uniform, whether they in a Jew in Israel killing Palestinians, or whether they are in a white man in a suit and or the police uniform killing black kids, it's the same thing. So how is God in this? So Kanye with these apologies to a white man, he can't get to God no more than nobody. We all get to God in our individual walk. You can't hold another man or woman's hand and they tell you that God forgives you of anything.
Exactly. Just clear his guilty conscience.
I hope there's an end game to his nonsense. I hope he's balanced down.
Money.
It's like, okay, collect the money. So I would like to hope that Kanye is going to be on the UEOA on Good Morning from Africa Time on a freaking podcast on collaboration. I need to know that you're doing it for a reason. Otherwise, I'm very confused why you're doing it. Nobody made him or Nick Cannon. Nobody made them do that. It was a decision. Either do it or don't.
Somebody made them do it. They were made do it because if you hear the apology we paid, we played. He said he ain't know what it felt like to have a knee on his neck until now. It wasn't black people putting a knee on his neck.
Exactly.
Nobody made them. You just say, I don't need your billions. Nobody made. I don't need your billions. You know how many people live paycheck to paycheck?
No, because he need to keep up with the white man's lifestyle. That's why they need the billions, because we don't need their billions. But when you're spending money like a white man or a white woman, you need the billions. That's why we got all these billionaires who are black, Beyonce and all that. And they do just like the white people. They come in our neighborhoods, they use us, and they get rich, and they go align themselves, and they say with the rich. But the rich, the classification is mainly white people who hoard everything. And so in order to keep everybody else from having things, you're going to raise the prices and lower the wages. That is not of God.
I agree.
Like they said, he lost a lot of money, man. Going from 3.3 to 400 million. That's a big drop.
If he lived a modest lifestyle.
Exactly. Yeah, that's another story. That'd be another topic too. How we don't spend our money right. Yeah.
Nobody made him, because you want all these billions, but you're not putting it back into the community that you're fighting for. So you don't need it. We need it.
But they're not fighting. He's never was fighting for the community. Look at his wife.
Y'all hating on Cam. Y'all stop that plan.
I ain't hating on him, but he ain't. Why do most of these they do what Mike like what was the comedian that went on Shannon Sharp?
Cat Williams.
Cat Williams said when they get money, they get a basically a white looking woman, and I mean, come on, it's the playbook. Black men have been getting rich in the sports, and then they line themselves up with the white woman, or then they get all their money taken. That's only because they allow you to be with the white woman and earn your money enough to be with her. And then when something happened to you, that money is passed back down to the white people. Or if you break up with her and do her wrong, the judge allows her to take the majority of your money back to the white community, so that you don't leave generational wealth.
And then somehow you wind up impoverished or in jail or dead.
Look at all these rich millionaires that have been poor now. You didn't have to be poor. Now you're living paycheck to paycheck when you could have did it with the $1 million. You could have bought you a modest lifestyle house. You didn't have to buy a lobster from wherever they eating their lobster for $2,000 and $3,000 when you got that $50 lobster. You didn't have to buy them red bottom shoes for $4,000 and $5,000. Now you wearing these $100 shoes with us. When are we going to catch it?
That's what I said. They weren't made to. That's the propaganda and the delusion. They're not gonna make us. They're not gonna make me. And
then that leads us to go to the next topic of what the money is, and basically we have all been tricked to live a lifestyle that we don't need to live, spend money that we don't need to spend. We are trying to align ourselves and adorn ourselves just like the Jews put on their attire, so that you can, when they walk out and they put on their small hats or their top hats and they curl their hair to the side, you're going to look at them like, okay, that's a Jew. That's an adornment. That is a uniform. Then when you see the police, they put on their uniform and stuff like that. So it makes us, as Black people who have been stripped from white society in America, in order for us to look like we have been putting on white labels and expensive labels, and our kids out here shooting and killing each other in the streets, all to line themselves up so they can put on stuff that makes them look like they're not suffering, when they don't understand your mind is what they stole from us, your intellectual property. We invented everything. And if we sat together and had our minds, we can invent something, we can build something. We don't need them. But right now we want to sit at the table with white people, and we don't want to build our own table. And that's why we brought in the conversation of Tariq Nasheed, FBA delineation, and Taharka Bey, and it's other ones out there. Because delineation with the FBA, I hear people saying, oh, FBA, they act like it's a group. Tariq Nasheed, because it came out his mouth, FBA meant the people here in America that bled, sweat, tears. We ain't got nowhere else to go to. You could say we were from Africa. How come we all from Africa? Why can't some of us be from the Caribbeans? Why you can't be from Britain? There's Black people in Britain. Black people are from the world, but Tariq Nasheed came up with the word FBA to delineate us from meaning separate us to this landmass right here in America. But within this landmass in America, we have more people don't want to be called Black. People don't want to be called, you have Moors. I guess Taharka Bey, rather, if we all said we were Moors, he'd be okay with it. You got Dane Calloway. I should have put his name there. Shout out to him. He says we the American Indian, and I do believe that, because we are the originators of this land. We got what is it? What other names that we are using to say that we are the Black people here without saying the Black people here?
Some people use Soline, Freedman's,
Freedman.
And Soline, that's a new one. I think we're just doing too much though, but
And this is what we're at for UEOA. And the only reason is no disrespect to Taharka Bey, Tariq Nasheed, Solon, whatever you want to call yourself. All we're calling for is UEOA is saying that we need a place of unity. Because we're going to keep having our Black men grovel at the feet of white people if we don't have a table for ourselves. If we don't have a control of how we spend our money and be dignified with it. Because it's not dignity to be able to go out here knowing that you don't have no generational wealth, buying red bottoms and all this extra Louis Vuitton. I heard red bottoms is a Black man, but I don't really know. Louis Vuitton and Gucci. We have to have some dignity. And we're not going to get dignity by arguing with each other when we're all saying the same thing in different ways. I heard that they was talking about Tariq Nasheed in Africa, right? Tariq Nasheed is in Africa, and then I see Africans saying, "What you hear? You don't like us?" Blah blah blah. Everybody, that man never said he didn't like African. If you go through his hidden colors, he always gave respect to Africa. Nobody is saying that because we want our own name, our own identity here, that we hate Africa.
Yeah, it can be confusing to them because, like you said, he did make the hidden color moves, which was good information and stuff. But the thing is, like they like outside looking in, like, hey, I kind of thought like, well, you were hard given the history after. Then my thing is, I'm all for like I said, delineation and lineage based. I'm cool with that, but I think we got away from the whole reparation talk instead of just roasting each other all on these, especially TikTok. It's so many rooms. Then you got Afro Elite. He kind of got, he is Afro Elite. I think it is. He getting popular and stuff. But he's a lot of Tariq talking points and stuff. And I got in some of them wrong. I said, look, y'all,
they blame it Tariq, but what you're not seeing, because I heard it myself. We see it ourselves just in Birmingham, right up the block. Them Africans beat the hell out of a sister, and they was gonna do it because they can get away with it. We get our hair braided. Y'all don't. Y'all go to y'all local barber. You don't see Africans filling up the barbershop to get y'all money. But those Africans are filling up the braiding shops, taking our money and treating black women like shit. Not all of them, but they do. And they're not giving back to the community.
Yeah, that's unacceptable. Like I said, yeah. And so, like I say, even with the Jamaican sponsors too, like they make their money.
That's where
but no, let me finish saying this. The whole point is, if they're going to give us respect, that you are over here because of the American black people, whether you call us FBA, Moor, Salaj, American Indian, Aboriginal, original people. We are the same people who ancestors bled in the fields, who built this economy, and that's all we're saying. I don't have to say I'm African when my great grandmother was beat in a field, and I know that through history. African came over here to save us. Y'all came over here after we bled and beat and got beat and then was lynched and hung when we took the chance. And you left your own lands desecrated. You left your own land, so you're not fighting. We beg for a black president. Y'all have plenty of black presidents. And then when you go to Africa, y'all don't even consider yourselves the same people. You will say, I'm not Nigerian. I'm not Ghanaian. I'm not Ethiopian. You will hear African people say, oh, don't trust the Nigerians. Don't trust the Ghanaians. Don't trust this and that. Y'all are just as separated. So that's when him and Tariq and the Africans get into it. Then, of course, as black people, the name throwing gets thrown around and stuff, but they put it back onto us so that we won't delineate. And I feel like that is somebody playing the middle, because the whole point of delineation is because white America, see, France took over Africa. France didn't take over America. Yeah. France owed Africa reparations, but when you come over here and mix with us, France owes Jamaica reparations. But who owes black people in America reparations? The white American government. And that's why delineation is needed, because in order for us to come for reparations, remember they say, well, everybody, how you know your family was a slave? Well, some of us wasn't slaves. Some of our people wasn't slaves. Some of our people were free. Because you had free men and freed with the D men. So how are we going to get our reparations when we keep having our cousins and brothers and sisters from other countries coming here using the word black or whatever, and then you want to take over our reparations? Africa quick to come over here talking about they want to leave reparations when we're not trying to get reparations from Britain. We're trying to get reparations from our U.S. government, because you stole our ancestors' ideas, you stole our inventions, you stole our time, and you stole our wealth. After slavery, there was no Africans coming over here building Wall Street and all that stuff. Y'all came after we built, and then they took everything. Over them 150 towns that was black owned, it was destroyed. And y'all are not building Africa and building a place for us to come. Africans want us to come over to Africa to bring American money.
Yeah.
I'll land my plane right now.
Yeah. I mean,
this.
yeah. You got Andrew. You gonna say something? Because I know you were trying
I'll
to say
say
something.
this with the African thing, and I have my points of views. I think we should all be open to learning and growing.
Come over here and learn, not tell us that
But
we
so I'm
are.
saying, so with the African thing, here's my thing. Like, so with the Nigerians, Ethiopians, Ghana, all those things, they play with different groups over there, because the thing is, it's a whole big ass continent, and
Thank you.
the thing is culture and community. That is what we do not have. So when an Ethiopian says something like Nigerian,
I'm gonna stop you right there. No, and that's what they say. We do have culture. We do have communities. Our communities were stole and separated. When I think about my grandparents and them, we used to go. Our grandparents used to plant gardens. We had dishes. We used to eat. We washed our hands. We fed our men first. We fed our children. We do have culture. We did our hair.
Agree.
We did it. But that's what the Africans say. See, that's the problem. The Africans say y'all don't have no culture. Yes, we do, because our culture is what built Black Wall Street. Our culture is what built the towns that they burned down. What is their culture?
No, what I'm saying is, and I agree with you, Queen. What I'm saying is, when you're referring to like the differences in Africa, for them, they're not African. They're Ethiopian. They're Ghanaian. They're Nigerian. What's that?
No, I said thank you. Exactly.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So it's different.
They'll get on Tariq Nasheed page and say, "Oh, we went to y'all ghettos. Why don't y'all clean up y'all ghettos?" A lot of them say stuff. It might be one or two that come in with respect, but they'll talk about us. And then when Tariq Nasheed responds and like, "Look at your country you fled from. Look at you eating dirt cookies. Look at y'all roads. We can see it right now." They're allowing the people to come over there and film them. They're always putting a picture of a poor Black African child over here, letting them scam us, and we send money to feed the children, and they still doing it. They done started a new one on YouTube. We ain't never sent pictures of a poor Black kid in the ghetto and tell Africa to send money. And then they're sit up here. So how can you talk about us when they're just separated?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of making this. I agree with you saying. It's just, to me, in my mind, it's like nobody respect the black world get no respect anymore. Let's just keep it real. So it's like, well, we don't need this, but it's true to it. But it's like, come on, y'all. Like we got so many. Like you said, Africa, 54 countries in Africa, they need to take care of their stuff. I hope they get together.
Africa, look, King, 54 countries in Africa, and they all got guns. And our little behinds over here, we got Black groups, and we done fought white supremacy, and then they got 54 countries. And are they coming together to fight? And that can be a continent that we can come to. How do they expect a couple of? We remember we're 13% of American population, which I believe we're a little bit more. But we're supposed to save a whole fucking continent who got all the guns and rubies and letting the white people rob us. But we're being judged, and there's something wrong with us before saying that we don't want to say, yeah, the whole world came from Africa, but is something wrong if we delineate and say we are Americans?
Actually, it's better when we do it like that, because I said we are global people, so it's good to have Black people all over the world, so we can connect together if we get everything right. That's what the UEOA. That's what we're about. Sitting at the table, let's talk about these problems. Let's get down to the problem. You know what I'm saying? Them all this beefing and fighting. Yeah.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying.
I like the term Akibalonian, because it does mean the ones before, and you can't just take it back to Africa. We were the ones before on this planet. That's what we have to remember. So that's what I'm saying. It's so tricky because we've been so displaced in this country, but we've been all over the world. There's no place that does not have evidence of such, and they're so diabolical that they'll do things like cutting off the noses of statues and the list, but you won't destroy everything. You'll hide information, but you won't destroy information because you're so diabolical. We have to understand the game and the system. You know,
and that's what we're trying to teach the Africans. You have to understand the game. You can't come over here and benefit off of our backs, and you won't fight your own people in the government. You allow these sand people, these Arabians, to take over Egypt. They renamed Egypt. That wasn't even the name. They renamed Egypt, and then they taken over, and they're charging us to come see. I would never go to Dubai. That's the only thing Black Americans go to is Dubai. If it ain't Ghana, they go to Dubai and Cairo, where Egypt is at, and they're using the Black kings and queens. They're in the caves, painting them white and everything, and charging us to come see. Are the Africans not insulted? While we over here, they're over there allowing them to build statues of a white God, Jesus, and putting it up and having their kids praise them. Are they not? They don't. What is going on here? I thought that was the motherland. So how can you tell us what we should be doing in our streets and our homes and talking about we ain't got no culture when Africa is in shambles? And that's what Tariq be saying a lot when he responds back to when they call and say stuff. It's a problem, but he wasn't insulting them when he was with ADOS and all of that. Yeah, he wasn't insulting them when they was with ADOS and stuff. Who's that? Okay, he wasn't insulting them when he was with ADOS and everything when he was trying to get reparations. But once he said FBA and started delineating us, making us our own group here in America, because Africa got their own subgroups. You got your Nigerians, your Ghanaians, your Sinhalese. What's wrong with us being our FBA or more or whatever? It's just that we got to get together over here. But you can't come over here and insult us, and we see it. Look at the Somalians. Somalia is from Africa, and they robbing us blind here in America. So what is wrong with us separating ourselves so we can get us together? And that's the problem with, I feel like, with Tariq, Taharka Bey and all that. Everybody wants to be the leader of whatever, but Tariq, Tariq just put FBA. He said he's not a leader. FBA is not a group. It's just a lineage. He gave the word FBA. Dan Calloway agrees with him with delineation. But he just said he don't like the word Black. A lot of people don't like the word Black. But the whole point is we a whole bunch of different Black groups over here in America saying the same thing. And UEOA is trying to build the tables because how can we get our shit together here in America?
Exactly. I'm going to say this real quick. And you're right. We're going to focus on what we're doing. Talking about, but I'm going to say this real quick about Tariq. You're right. He didn't claim to be no leader. He came up with the name. Now, the lineage part, we cool with reparation, but I think we need to we hit the reset button on that because we're not doing it the right way. Y'all know about how I feel about that. I just say this about Tariq. This ain't his fault. Is this, like I said, we got a lot of people in our communities. It's just what it is. Like, even with people talking points, what I say a lot. The thing is, because he's a good speaker and everything. I noticed a lot of people use his talking points and say exactly what he said. They're not using their own. They're not coming up with their own thing. And that's what I'm saying. We gotta. You can't follow somebody and use their talking point. I don't like that because y'all using that to create rooms and bash other Black people across the country, around the world, and you're not having a solution. You're just calling each other names, and nobody coming. Y'all come in some rooms sometimes, and Africans and Black Americans come together and they kind of see eye to eye. But majority of the rooms are just roasting, and they can get us nowhere because we really can't afford to be doing all this roasting because we so far behind when it comes to economics and trying to build up, a powerhouse. We don't have that much time, really, to be honest with you. That's what the UEOA come in at. We gonna bridge the gap. We the neutral spot. You can go at each other's throats, behind closed doors, but we got to come with solutions because we're not be doing it in the next 60 years, or we pretty much done it. Yeah.
I thought we were taking somebody's talking points. If Queen Tina says something or Queen Catherine D. Mays, and I repeat it, it's because it resonated, and I want to share the information. So sometimes that is just what happened. I say something, I can be like, well, Queen Tina copied off of me.
No, yeah.
If the information is valid, share that shit.
No. Exactly. But they're not saying, they're not talking about in a positive way. That's what he said. They trying to bash people, like call them out of name. I mean, this African Buddhist crowd, that type of stuff. I'm like, come on, that's uncalled for.
Right now, these people have came over here and did a lot. And I'm not saying these people, but right now I'm not worried about Bash, because if you call my mama B, I'm gonna call yours one too. And that's what's going on with it. Because what you have to understand is that we are all black people, and before white people came in, we had wars with each other, and the white people just came in and separated this group in their ear. Well, you know what? I got guns for you to kill your brothers and sisters over there. And then like what? And then the other group of white people came over here and say, you know what? We got knives and we got nuclear weapons to kill your brother and sister over there. The problem is that we want to look at kumbaya. We are not going to fucking get along. The only thing is that we have a common enemy. We were at war with each other before white people came in, except for we had dignified wars and we wasn't genociding each other. The problem is that we keep thinking about rainbows, balloons, and fairies and hearts. That is not how the revolution is going to be. You do not see Wakanda. They had their common enemies, but they had to come together because they had a common enemy. So we are going to not get along. So if you come over here and talk about my people, and I'm with Tariq with that, I hear the insults. I watch them. I seen them come under my things. I live with them. I seen them in our communities doing stuff and talking about us. So when you come over here as an African, give us respect. But if you talk about me and my children, I'm going to talk about you and yours, because I don't see you with electricity or water. I don't see you doing anything to stop your greedy, corrupt black leaders. So you're not going to come over here and tell us what we're doing when you had to run from your country to come over here and live off the benefits of me and my children. When we work, I'm at work right fucking now, and I don't want to work. So I'm paying taxes, and I'm tired. You D-Mays, you out there working in the yards and doing your work. Are you not fucking tired?
Oh yeah, I agree with you saying on that. Yeah, I'm more definitely straight out the ones who
come in that I'm tired, and then you come over here and then you get a number. It's not just the Mexicans, you get a pseudo number, INN number, and you build a business, and then you set up to do our hair, and then I bring ourselves in there, and you pulling our hair, and you talking mess about us, and then they in their own group and community. They're not coming over here teaching us African traditions. They're not coming over here with kumbaya. They're not living in our communities with us. You ain't coming out the buildings and in our neighborhoods, and it's down here. They turn their nose up to us. I remember we used to try to patronize an African restaurant in Birmingham, and they act like they didn't want to tell us what a samosa was or whatever. And then I looked around and I told my husband, I said, do you notice we the only one in here, but how they treat us? But let a white person come in there, they was bowing down to them. Come on, let's talk the truth.
Yeah, I've seen that before. Even Jamaican restaurants,
we'll keep spending our money though. We'll bitch about it here, but we'll keep spending our money.
Well, we was trying to spend our money with our people who look like us. And I'm not against Africans. I am at this point where UEOA is that all of us that want to get along. And if you are from Africa, you need to learn from us. Stop running from our history and learn how we created, how we knocked our giant down. Our giant is not dead.
Yeah.
But we laid our giant down. And that's the difference. You have not laid down your giant. You left your giant to eat off the giant that we knocked down.
Yeah.
And then you don't want to learn our history. You don't want to tell the truth. The Africans admire us to where it turns into jealousy.
Facts.
You are coming over here because we led the way, and we are just saying we have not benefited off of the fights that our grandparents put in, and it wasn't years ago. America is going to be 250 years this 4th of July.
Exactly. And this is this goes to all other legal immigrants too. Like even some of the Asian girl came out and said, she said, if it weren't for Black Americans, none of us be over here. That was a big thing. It went viral a couple of weeks ago. And you know what I'm saying? It goes to all of them who comes over, you know what I'm saying? And take advantage of something that our ancestors pretty much did. And I think that if Kingdom could have did it over, they probably wouldn't have did it. Because even Dr. Carl Anderson said the civil rights thing didn't really work. Because civil rights really for everybody. That's the crazy part about it. Like it was like
exactly.
And and that's how they capitalize on it. So we kind of set ourselves up. You know what I'm saying? Trying to save the world like we still doing now.
When they come over here and they say they're black, a lot of them come over here because I heard it myself. I was sitting there working for the Affordable Care Act, Obama, and I had Africans. I said, what's your race? Because, you asking, but I can see and hear you're black. I'm white. I was like,
God
your
damn
race?
it.
White.
Right now, those people are groomed. They are programmed.
But the point is, Queen, they're coming over here to say they're white because they don't like black people, and I dealt with them, and it was an insult to look at a black person and another black person tell me they're white when you're blacker than me.
Here's my thing with that.
But the point is that's how they see us, and when they say they white, they come over here acting white. So if you're an immigrant or you're a black person and you cannot respect, this is why we need delineation, because the only time they say they black is when we start fighting and when they see money on the table. It was an insult for that African leader to say they want to lead the reparations fight. No, the hell you're not going to lead the fight from my grandparents. We have our own fight over here in America. You go fight with France. You go take over South Africa where these white people are 5% of the population and they taking everything. Go fight with what is his name? Mind Games, EFF.
Oh, it's about Julius Mahema and Torre and all them brothers. Yeah, they doing their supposed to do.
Up over there to help them fight. My thing is, I have nothing against Africa. I have something against when you come over here in our communities, you don't want to learn the black history. You don't want to talk to a black person and say what really happened. You don't want to come over here and respect. That's kind of like you invite me to your house, Mind Games, or Queen Angie, or Queen Kathy, or Queen Lynn. You invite me in my house, in your house, because you invited me. But I bring my friends and my cousins, and they just walk over your house and step over you and do what they want to do in your house because they got a piggyback off of me. White people giving them a piggyback and they're stepping over our house and taking everything out the refrigerator and stuff. And then they like, so what? They don't want to come by our rules. And that's where UEOA come in at. This is why I need black people in America to stop the bullshit. Stop fighting with each other. Like y'all said, the YouTubers, everybody, it's chaotic. I see, let's tell the truth. Us. Let's talk about us. I'm gonna just say it from Michi S to Goddess Masterpiece to Tariq Nasheed to Taharka Bey to who else is arguing with each other, y'all? Let's tell the truth.
Nobody.
I'm trying to think. There's so many of them.
It's so many of them.
Yeah, I can't keep up.
Anton Daniels.
Anton Daniels and
Corey Holcomb and whoever else but Anton Daniels.
Because we really can't afford to be beefing, man.
Here in America under the same jail cell. Are we not in the same jail cell fighting with each other? Basically, we got the prisoners that's actually in prison stabbing each other. Then we got the freedmen who are the YouTubers and all of us fighting with each other. That's how we had Paul Birdsong come in here and infiltrate, take on, this is why we say about the immigrants, take on the Black Panther thing, get all these people involved, do a little work, and now you done took half the black men with you to go fight for some damn illegal immigrants. Because these people are getting mixed up. These people that ICE are looking for is illegal. Yes, they're going to come question you because you might have been over here legally, but your status ran out and that made you illegal. I don't see how y'all don't get that. But
and
you
that
got
right there,
I got one on my page right now. She gearing up and they going to my it's Black Panther for all. Those stupid ass will go over there and die so you can fight for immigrants.
You know what's funny, man? And I'm gonna be honest with you. This, and I know that the Black Panther Party announced it. I seen all the lives and stuff, which is good. I know Pablo got more info on it too, but that shit show you that how unorganized we are. Like, you let this guy, I mean, I ain't said we let him, but because there's no kind of structure and foundation, this jugger just come and just did his own damn thing.
No delineation. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
No
even got a bunch of black people off because them little guns they got, that shit ain't gonna do nothing. You're not gonna go against the military, the U.S., the federal government, man. I don't know, people laughing at them fools up there. Yeah, man. He talking about he gonna blow a hole in their chest. Somebody gonna blow a hole in the side of a mirror.
you know what? Somebody said he's an agent because they said, and I know
Most
because you know
definitely an agent.
he was just trying to raise money for a van. He came from Michigan, LA, then he up in Philly. How you moving around with money? Then if you was just trying to raise $1,500 for a van, how all of a sudden you come out with uniform and all these big ass guns? Where you get that gun?
Exactly.
Where you get the money
The
for this?
Democrats, George Soros probably got them backing them now. He probably a low key Antifa.
But this is
People don't
why
realize how big the
delineation is
Antifa is.
needed. This is why delineation is needed. As UEOA, we building a table, y'all. And the table is so that we can come together as all the black groups. That's all UEOA is. The United Empires of Akibalon meaning the beginning, the Garden of Eden.
The ones
You keep
before.
saying, oh,
The
you
ones
can't
before.
The
And
ones.
the
yeah,
thing,
the ones before.
and let this be known, it won't be no nothing tell a lot. It won't be no social media coverage, none of that. When we handle business, it's in the shadows. That's it. Because we can't afford to be having people, doing live showing exactly what we talking about. That ain't got nothing. To me,
And if
that's
you
how
come
you
to a meeting,
supposed
you
to do.
put your phones down because
Yep,
we want to see
exactly.
our children make it. Are you not tired of seeing? I'm so sick of seeing every time I go on the news, black boys killing black boys, and then we keep saying ain't no black on black crime. Well, what the hell? All these t-shirt companies making t-shirts for? Because I don't see no white people on t-shirts. I see black people wearing black people on their shirts because
And
they're
see,
killing.
and you're right, and that's one thing Tariq and them will disagree with you on. They're like, oh, it's no black on black crime, it's white on white crime. It's nothing like our crime. Why the poorest people on the planet in America gonna be killing each other off? That I don't care. I tell people I don't give a damn about white people taking each other out or the Asians. That ain't my business. I'm more about our community. We got to me that's a cop out, and I had to call them. I had to call bullshit on that. I let my plane.
It's not a cop out though. Like someone else said, like people kill people around them. So if you're around black people, that's who you kill. You're around white people, Asians, that's who you kill.
But no, the point I'm trying to make is we can't really afford to be doing that type of stuff because we so far behind economically and hell for unity. We don't even control our own stores. I'm saying this for I'm going by what I see when we in the community doing the cleanups and helping our seniors and stuff. We don't control nothing. All the stores, all the liquor stores, all the convenience stores, all the grocery stores are by other people. Black America don't control shit. That's what we need to be focused on, getting control of our economics in our communities. The Asian salon, look, check this out. It's a sister. It's this Asian, not the street from me where I stay. It's an Asian, it's a plaza. Nobody black, maybe a couple black businesses, but anyway, the ones who making all the money, the Asians, man, you should see the nail spa. When I say it's like you in Dubai somewhere. So it was a sister who had a beauty salon. Well, she had a beauty shop, high supplies and stuff like that. I always told my daughters that to get their stuff supplied. I'm always gonna support our people. And it always looked kind of empty. And I asked her, this before she shut down. I said, damn, sister, is we supporting? She said, man, we're not. She's like, we're not supporting. He said, the Asians about to buy me out. 2 months later, she shut down. They went and knocked the hole in the place and got it. Man, and guess who in the damn spa seat? All black women. So
that because
we
we're
talk that
ignorant,
shit.
and that's the whole point of having UEOA, because we're going to have some rules and regulations, and that's what black folks don't like. They only like white people rules. They don't like the inner rules with your own people. Go ahead.
Fact. We got any comments, y'all? Don't make sure we ain't missing no comments. I can't see nothing. We good.
And that don't make no sense to me either. Like you want white people rules, but not black people. Like all we ask for is respect.
Because we don't respect each other. We don't look at each other.
But that's what we want to explain here is UEOA. That's why I put UEOA calls for unity. Because we are building the UEOA, as I was saying. Hold on, I got children in the background. UEOA stands for the United Empire. We put empire because we respect every black group that's really working for the enrichment, the empowerment of black people in America. Abroad too, we're not going to knock it out. We can have associates, but we're building a Black United Nations to fix us. Because if we focused on us more, if we looked in the mirror more, we wouldn't have time to fight with each other. We would not have time to argue about stupid stuff. We would be educating the Africans that say this. Well, here, read this book from UEOA that give our history. Well, here, go look at this. We need our own library category of language, of books and literature that we can read to. That's right. We can have affiliates, but putting Black America first. That's right. I'm putting it. My bad. I see this comment. That's right. Affiliates, because we want to. The thing is, if we took our racism, we'll be okay. But if we open up a grocery store, we want everybody to come buy from us like we do everybody else. Hence the nail shop, like you said, Mind Games. We want to put a gas station in every state owned by a Black person. We need a hotel in every state owned by Black people. Not just Black people, but Black people who are putting back in the pot so we can buy more, and Black people who are putting back in the pot so that we can build communities and buy land so that we can build our own small communities in, like the Amish, but not a cult. Yep. We're not a cult. We are trying to look at, we sat back and looked at everybody that is an organization and a group, from the Black Panthers to Malcolm X. What is the problem? How come? What I was thinking, what is the problem? Why is it like we a jigsaw puzzle and we ain't got nowhere to put? We are a jigsaw puzzle. The vision was to put the table down and put the pieces together so that we can come to a common understanding that we are not the same, we're not going to get along, but we have the same agenda. Do you not want to see your kids make it? Are you tired of struggling? Are you tired of just white rules on top of white rules? Are you tired of police brutality? Are you tired of starving? Are you tired? So we have to come together as one.
I say this real. I'm gonna say something that just popped up. I know it's kind of what we're talking about, but y'all heard of Suki? Y'all heard of Suki, right? The rapper, the one Suki with the good coochie. Okay, look, but listen though, y'all ain't heard from her in a long time, right? So this popped up today. I hope she's telling the truth. So she said this, and this is what we kind of talking about. Suki with the good whatever. This is on her page. I hope she changed that too, because she said, now that I stopped drinking and smoking, I realized that I am not compatible with a lot of those people, and I have nothing in common with them. See, now she's starting to think she's getting away from all that toxic, that negativity and stuff. Now she's seeing like, well, I got kids. I'm a mother. I've been, promoting myself in a negative way. I'm a Black woman. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of mindset we all say hitting the reset. But that's how see, she took it upon herself to change. And a lot of us are going to we got to take that step ourselves as individuals too, because we can't change the mindset of all Black people. It's just not going to happen.
I want to give you a clap for that, Mind Games, because that's exactly what we're saying.
Well, that's what I said with Kanye and Nick. Like they're not made to apologize. She made a stance. I wasn't a fan when you said her name. I watched this thing with Sexy Red the other day. I thought about you, Mind Games. I was like, damn you, Mind Games with Sexy Red. And they did a thing about her where it was a test run about how ratchet somebody can go and pull ratchetness in. And now you hear nothing else about her. And now you talk about Suki Red, like she or Suki, whatever her name is, kind of intertwined with her. Nobody's making
Suki with the good coochie.
But I want to say this, Queen. I don't mean to cut you off. Even if we take white people out, we got to respect the strippers and all them that I ain't saying disrespect, but you're going to have some people who want to go see strippers. We got to stop leaving out all of our pieces, whether they're the good and the bad. Because there's going to be some men that like sex. There's some women that like it. Let them have their own group, but it doesn't make them more or less Black. You could do
that's a natural thing. Okay, yeah, that's a natural thing. Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I got a problem with that. It's a natural thing. Yeah, that's a natural thing. Just don't let it pollute the community. You know what I'm saying? You have your stuff. Yeah,
I agree with that. But here's the thing. So with Sexy Red, I agree with that. But I remember when Cardi B first came out. Before Cardi B went big, I was on to her because she was talking about how the industry plays people and does crazy things. And she turned around and she was opposite what she spoke on. So I get that. So no, we don't count people out.
No, I'm talking about Black folks. I'm talking about Black folks. Cardi B, Puerto Rican. Go ahead, though.
Well, I mean,
she's a tetherer, they say.
I ain't gonna call her nothing. My thing was she said something that resonated with me, where she was against what was going on, and somebody paid her. Like, how much is your worth? Your worth. What is your worth? How valuable are you? That's how we have to think.
Somebody like Cardi B, you got to look at, are you respecting that your fame came from the majority of the Black community, because your songs are not in Puerto Rican. Your songs is Black, and you done took that money and took it to your Hispanic family. I like Cardi B. I like rap. I always said that. I mean, that's my business. I'm not advertising it. I don't do it around my grand. But I'm from the streets. I like rap. I don't like Sexy Red type of rap because some of this stuff, but I still like some of her songs. I like our culture. Our culture is just that it puts the worst of the worst on top. All our kids don't need to be Sexy Red, Cardi B, and blah, blah, blah. But with Cardi B, you have to understand that you're not Black, and you have to respect the Black community and give back. What are you doing for, like, Nicki Minaj? I used to love Nicki Minaj when she first came out. Now Nicki Minaj is turning on everybody to represent. I ain't saying she turned, because I'm not, but she's with this, whatever she's with. And I did not know Nicki Minaj was a immigrant. Did you?
I did not. I don't think I did.
Didn't know, but we should have known, because that's who they promote, the immigrants, more than us. So we should have known.
Yeah, I got my ratchet music I listen to sometime when I'm driving, but it don't corrupt my mind. It's entertainment. I could look at a movie, and we look at a movie with people shooting and killing. I could listen to music. I'm not knocking none of that. It's just that if you're an immigrant, respect when you on this American land, respect the dollars that made you the millionaire or the billionaire you did, came majority from the Black people who are sitting there buying your stuff, listening to your stuff because they resonate with you, or they hope to be like you, or they just like your music. But respect where your money came from. Your money didn't come from these crackers or these white people. Your money came from the Black community, and the white people used you to prop you up in front of us. Like I was saying about Beyonce, you a billionaire, but it don't bother you that you building schools and everybody building stuff in Africa. What about building here and there and everywhere else here in America? Because them $1,000 tickets, them $2,000 tickets, and all that apparel and the stuff that white people and the Chinese are setting up, the silver, the hats, that came from the Black community. That's a woman. These are people struggling because they like you. They're putting their money together, and even though it's stupid, they're putting their money together to buy $1,000 ticket to see you. That came from the Black community. That everybody
and your ass is going to disconnect and eviction notices. Get your mind right. That's the thing. People only do what they're allowed to do. So why is it anybody else's problem? If I'm spending $1,000 a ticket for a basketball game on the floor, that's my husband's thing. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
But Queen, what they need to do is these stars don't need to be thinking they so good that you.
Hey, read the comments, y'all. We got some more comments.
Need to come to if you are a regular person and say, "Hey, I'm putting on an event. Now I got to pay you tens of thousands of dollars for you to give back to your community, unless it come through a white organization where you get a tax write-off." They forget where they come from.
So, but they're telling us so. So no, you're not getting my money. Not Versace, not Gucci, not none of that. Coke, not none of that.
What they're going to do, what we got to do is, this is what UEOA is for. It's the table with the jigsaw puzzle. We have jigsaws all on the floor. Now UEOA is the table. Let's come together, and what can we do about it? We want to set a rules for immigrants and for our stars that we support. That's how we boycott any and everybody, even for politics. They keep talking about vote. Now, we was talking about going on fan base, and everybody, we were going to use fan base. And you have Isaac Hayes the third, Junior the third. And the point is, he was talking about the immigrants, and he's against, us fighting. And he was like, this is why we need to vote. And my thing is, that is just something that, like you said, when we repeat, vote for what and who? Because there is nobody to vote for, because we don't have our own candidates that are looking out for us. And most of these Black people live white like Jasmine Crockett, and they emulate like they understand the real Black struggle. but they're not, and they're not looking out for black people. They'll touch on certain things that can benefit their election, like Jasmine Crockett was talking about voting and stuff like that, but they're not going hard for reparations. They're not going hard for police brutality. They're not going hard. The problem is we ain't got nobody to vote for, and that's what we here for UEOA. We want to build up children that we can put in office that look out for us.
Exactly.
We gotta stop giving away our votes.
Exactly when you saying that, because we see what's starting on the hashtag no vote, getting ready for 2028, y'all. Midterm this year. We gotta really push that, because a lot of them, they thinking because of this whole illegal immigrant thing, they thinking black people are gonna just run and vote blue no matter who. That shit don't sell long. I'm telling you, it's a lot of black people I know who used to be hardcore Democrats. They'll switched over to the other side, or they're independent. So it's actually gonna be more black people not voting again than last time in 2024. They thinking there's really, but they really think they got something, but they don't. And I hope black people show them.
But the problem that is that when we remove our votes, then the people that are engaged in voting have the upper hand. We have to have a strategy.
Yeah,
and a candidate.
No, I'm gonna vote for somebody. Yeah, like independent. I get what you're saying. No, I vote, but we're telling people to vote on a local level and get to know your candidates on a local level. That won't really matter. You can still vote, but don't vote when it comes to the presidential election. Yeah, but I'm saying, that's what I do, and I tell people, so we gotta start doing that, because the president election, that shit don't mean that. Like I said, I went independent. My thing is, I didn't vote for Trump, vote for Cornel West. So it's like, I kind of like some of the stuff he said, but at the end of the day, he's still controlled too. But I'm not gonna vote for Kamala or Trump. So, but I see more black people. A lot of black people said they give what they voted for.
West to the vote. No, I'm just messing with
you.
Shit.
I'm glad that Trump in there, because the giant that
he do. Look, hey, hold on, folks.
We needed a white man that was going to hit him. Trump is just selfish.
Yeah, let's be honest. He did everything he said he's gonna do. Yeah,
Trump has done more damage to white supremacy than all the black groups have done since the civil rights, and we got to give it credit. I'm not saying he's doing it on purpose. See, every time I say something, people say, "Oh, you're a Trump supporter." No, I'm backing Trump with him knocking the hell out of white supremacy, because I said this a long time ago that it takes a white man to fight a white man. Bring them to his knees, and then black people, let's come in, because what they're doing is that they're making you hate Trump so much, and the Democrats, D-May said, they're playing the game. They wanted to be so worse. The only thing Trump doing to you is erasing some black history, taking some signs down. You can't celebrate in a white park for Juneteenth. We do that in the street anyway. I ain't even know that.
Hey, we got
any national park.
Hey, check the comment. I think somebody got a comment. You read it, but I'm gonna say this real quick too. It's funny, like what I call it politics. So people don't know. Y'all probably know. Tom Homlin, the one who over ICE, he got a medal from guess who? Obama. When he was the same guy running the ICE when Obama was in office. Obama gave him a medal of honor for him doing a good job. So y'all should be mad. This racist guy. Obama gave him a medal. But
nobody want to talk about that. They called Obama the porter in chief. But nobody wants to talk about that's what Obama got. I mean, where Trump got him from.
Yeah. The only reason why
when we talk about being at the table with things, y'all remember that movie? Y'all seen Four Brothers, right? I love that movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Y'all remember that scene where dude had that grown man sitting at the kiddie table?
To my bit the sweet, yeah. Made him eat out at the floor.
We need to be able to sit people at the damn kiddie table. You can come to the party, but your grown ass will sit at the kiddie table. That's what's happening right now.
Exactly.
You can come to the table. Mm-hmm. Well, you're not at the head of the table. You're not even at the main adult table. Sit your ass at the kiddie table with the Kool-Aid.
And what they're doing, exactly. What they're doing, the only difference between ICE with Obama and ICE with Trump is they saying it. They might be a little more aggressive, of course, but the thing is, it's the Democrats who sending their people out there to cause all this ruckus and stuff to force them to arrest people and push people over. I see a fool sitting up there. I seen a couple of
because before Biden left with Kamala, he let in 20 million illegals, and then half of them were criminals rapists and murderers that nobody is talking about that. They talk
Exactly.
about a couple of them. No, look at the black, nobody there. These people that's the Black Panther that's yelling, they not saying nothing about the black people who these illegal immigrants killed. They should be working with us
Exactly.
and saying, hey,
Nobody
wait a
talk
minute,
about
we're
that
gonna go
sister.
here. You can
What's her
make
name?
it
The car.
better.
What's
And
the
then,
sister? The car.
wait a minute, Trump gave them a chance. He not just going, he said, turn yourself in and come back in the right way.
Yep, he did say that. Yep.
These black people that's immigrants, they held the ICE agent for hostage. And that's what I was going to say about them coming in our communities. They're coming in our communities. They're labeled black and they're getting benefits and welfare and aids. But that's half of them are immigrants, not black people in America. But go ahead.
Exactly. Yeah. And like I said, they up there standing in front of tanks, moving tanks. Boy, I tell you, man, I'm like, y'all instigating this shit. We looking at this. People see what they want to see, man. And that's why I hate about a lot of black liberals and white liberals, especially them white liberals. They see what they want to see. You know damn well that man had a weapon.
They've been using when they shoot us down by the police.
Yeah.
And they want to see. They use the same glasses to trick us.
And when we talk about the sister that got got murdered by that illegal immigrant a couple months ago, black people shut up. I said, "Oh, y'all keep talking about Renee Good and all the other people. Yeah, that's what unfortunately what happened to the brother. That's just a freak accident. But the thing is,
black women. It was 2 black women.
Yeah, exactly. And they ain't even talking about that. What about their lives? Even let's talk about the white woman. Let's talk about what's the name here in Georgia? Licky Riley. Hell.
Yeah, like why don't these? This is why we as black groups need to come together and organize and talk. What is the strategy in your city? What is the strategy in your city? What is the strategy in your city? How come black people and I'm gonna play this later about going in the woods. How come black people, if it ain't no racism, how come you will not go in the woods in the dark by yourself if it's in an all white town? How come we don't have our own black patrol so that we can call a black person that like the Black Panthers or somebody when we get pulled over by a white cop, like, hey, I'm getting ready to get pulled over. Can I have somebody come with me? How come we can't have somebody that represent us in child support court? How come we don't have black people up and ready if somebody black is doing something stupid and they're going to take the children? We have our own daycare or orphanage or black people ready to take them kids in a safe place. That's the organization we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
How come we don't have black people when our kids need to be directed because they're in a gang affiliated neighborhood where the gangs respect you enough where you don't shoot around children? If y'all want to hurt each other as grown people, do it, but have some rules and regulations. How come we don't have it where black people where they can call on the Black Panthers or our organization and say, hey, we need some food. Hey, I'm about to DHR coming. I need somebody to come help me. My house is dirty. We need to call on each other, but we can't organize if we're arguing with each other on fucking YouTube.
Yep, fact. Yep. Can't get no more any more comments. I don't know if somebody said something.
I don't think
but we cooked today.
Control our own areas. Yes.
Exactly. Control our own areas. Like I said, but having the table, having our round table and having like once a month, even if
areas, we'll lose a lot of police brutality will go down.
Exactly. I've been saying for a long time, police our own communities like the Black Panthers, the original Black Panthers used to do, but taking it to the next level though. You know what I'm saying? And controlling our politicians on a local level, knowing our city council like we did, getting 4 or 5 city councils to get programs we need so we can employ our people, take care of our communities and stuff. So that's where it starts on a local level. Black people, half of y'all don't even go to half of us don't even go to the PTA meetings. I used to be on the PTA board for years when my brother was in school. We try to get it was $5 membership for the year, and these jokers complain about your children want to come to school with J's on their feet and all that. And I'm like, man, y'all got it all wrong. Like they were arguing with me when I'm trying to tell them, look, this is what. Yeah, it was embarrassing. And one time it was a white girl. Of course, she had a child by a black man. Her son went there, and she kept it real because if y'all live in Atlanta, Alpharetta and done with them with the North Atlanta, that's all the money where the money is. She said when I was in Alpharetta, my son was up there. She said $100 was the fee to be on the PTA. We were tripping about $5. I'm saying, man, when it comes to money, we get quiet and you hear crickets. You got to be.
But they'll be able to go out here and make all this money to buy a Louis Vuitton purse.
Exactly.
I mean, we gotta start having rules. If you're under UEOA, we gotta start having council sessions. You know, these black men. There's a lot of black men. It was a black guy in my hometown that got on Facebook with a gun saying he wanted to kill himself. You know what they was doing? His friends and stuff laughing at him. That nigga don't want to kill it. And then you make them feel stupid. But then what's gonna happen? You're gonna see him out there, and he gonna be trying to prove he ain't stupid. He wish he didn't do it. So when he shoot the next person, because he didn't turn it on himself, but at the end of the day, he needed mental health intervention. That's the kind of stuff our black boys are killing each other because they don't have nowhere else to go. We are trying to make a centralized headquarters where you can reach out to the centralized group for help. We all that these Black Panther, all these people ready to join the Black Panther when you have Paul Birdson come up there talking about ICE, but yet you wasn't patrolling for nothing else when you can help ICE. Like, hey, who are you looking for? If we was really business minded and really wanted our communities, like, wait a minute, who's in our community? He's a sex trafficker, he's a drug dealer. What is it? What does he look like? We might can help bring him to you if we want to do something. That's patrolling your community, because a lot of them are hidden in our community, dropping fentanyl, cracking drugs, and guns. How come all our young kids got all these guns? Where the hell they getting them from? We don't want, if we want change, we'll be the change, and it start with our own self. It start turning your backs to all this BS and start looking in the mirror. What are you doing? What is your mindset? What are you teaching your child when you see another black little child? Because these teenagers sometimes out of hand. What do you see when you get ready to spend your money? Is it worth it? Who are you making rich when you take your money to a store?
Man, half of us don't even have life insurance policies. You know, when we die and stuff, like, that's a simple thing you can do to kind of build some kind of generational wealth. We don't teach stuff that's important in our community. Some of us get it, not enough of us. I'm not saying we're not doing it, but it's just not enough of us doing it. So that's why we always have these conversations going back and forth. And most black people practice individualism, so they don't want to hear it. They're like, shit, I don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? Unity, what? You know, and this will be, I'm be honest with you, even though we got FBA out and being Linux based, which is good. A lot of black people, I'm be honest with you, a lot of them ain't never heard of it still. I don't want to talk to. Like, a lot of these hardcore black people and Democrats, they just starting to hear about it. So they like, well, what's that? Okay, and they start researching it. So yeah, we still got a long way to go. I'll land my plane.
I mean, we do, but go ahead, Queen.
No, I was just saying, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we gotta talk. What is lineage? That's what we want to talk. And then we could put everybody under lineage. FBA, Moors, this and that. That means our bloodline here. I think Moors want to say they connected with African, because Taharka Bey. I mean, the thing is, we talk about insult. All he do is insult anybody. Like Taharka Bey, you don't know me, we don't know each other. But it's an insult when you talk about FBA, because I take it to heart. Even with Moore, I was saying more and this and that, because all it's saying is that is the bloodline of the people who work these fields. So to call us followers of Tariq, no, we follow under the delineation. It has nothing to do with Tariq. And then it has nothing to do with Tariq. So to insult a group of people who you don't know is ignorant. Nobody is calling the Moor stupid. Tariq never insulted the Moor. He insulted Taharka Bey. They were going at it. But Taharka Bey lashes out on Tariq and then all his followers. What sense does that make? Look at the meaning. Nobody is attacking the Moor. Nobody's saying, because you are Moor, you're stupid. Look at the meaning and take the people out of it. We got to start thinking like adults and got to start thinking like dignitaries. We got to start thinking like government officials and stuff, because all this Moorish and everybody else, why ain't none of these people joining office or running for office or getting everybody together without having to be in their organization? So we all got to really respect each other and respect that we are all here in America fighting the same fight. So how can we all come together and put aside our differences to show white America that they don't got us by the throats? Because if we don't do nothing now, we're not going to have a future.
We just show everybody, not just white America, everybody that this doesn't understand. This is for everybody to be on.
No, I'm talking about black people. We got to show other black people, this that we here we trying to show black people how to come together here with all our differences, because we all saying the same thing, but we speak in different languages. Always remember, America was not just one tribe. We were separate tribes. We were all put together. So if Taharka Bey is one thing, okay. Then if you want to say more, if we want to say my delineation, I like the word that came foundational Black American, it should be okay. But if you want to say that you Aboriginal, if you want to say you're Indian, if you want to say you're Black American, we all have to come and agree that, okay, these are still, though we call each other different names, even though we all have different languages, we got to stick together. What we don't understand about the Latinos and the Spanish, we say Latina because you got Mexicans, you got Venezuelans. I seen it. I work with them. You got Venezuelans. You have the Dominican. They all spoke the same language. So when they come over here as immigrants, they can all get together, but they all different, I realized. Because I was working with them. I'm in the cleaning. And then they was telling me, so the thing is, we here, Black and American, we're all different. To think we're all going to be the same is stupid. But we can still fight the same fight by respecting, hey, you want to call yourself more, that's fine. You want to call yourself FBA, that's fine. You want to call yourself American Indian, that's fine. You want to call yourself indigenous, that's fine. But we are all saying the same thing, just in a different way. What do you call it? Isn't that a synonym?
Yep. So here's my thing. I'm reading the comments. Hold on. But them on blast during. I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments.
Yeah, I'm reading the comments too. I think she said.
How many comments you got? I can't see them.
Liquor, it was stolen from the Caribbean. I think she's talking about Nicki Minaj, because we get into the comments separate. But we
okay. We're about to wind down too, y'all. But yeah, let's get the comments now.
During Kamala, we didn't go for Sexy Red, Beyonce, etc. Exactly. Like they all got to remember where we from. So what we are, as UEOA, when you hear UEOA, when you see the symbol, what we're standing for is that unity here in America under all our different groups, because we respect that we are all different. But we got to find a way to bring our differences together and to fight together.
Exactly. It ain't no leader either. Because
African, we're learning every day, and everybody is going to learn every day. We got exactly. If we all had the answers, we wouldn't be here. We started with a Kibalon a long time ago, and we kept it. We call ourselves the UEOA now. A Kibalon, which is y'all say it means the beginning.
The one before.
The ones before.
Yeah.
The ones before, because yes, we recognize we're from the earth.
Facts. And understand this, y'all. The Asians, they break this down. Asians is probably the most powerful group now, especially in America, the richest. Chinese don't like Japanese. Koreans and North Koreans don't like each other. But when it comes down to the Asian world, they come together. They comes down to business. So we got to be that same way. You can say what you want, but you want real power. That's the only way it's going to work. I'll land my plane.
In the nail shop, do you know that they're not all Chinese, as you say? In the nail shop.
Fact. Yep, some Vietnamese, some of them Korean, some of them, yeah. They all speak Mandarin pretty much, yeah.
No, we're not late. What we're saying is that we recognize FBA. I call myself an FBA. I've been called myself an FBA when I was with Boyce Watkins when Tariq Nasheed first came out. We're not talking about that. We're talking about bringing together a table so that we can vote. Not vote for anybody, but bring in candidates to vote for, because there's nobody to vote for.
Exactly, because the whole FBA movement, pretty much before even the lynch bait, was based on reparations. That worked on 2024. Black people pretty much held their exactly, but you got to be able to organize, get politicians on your side. Let me tell you something. You don't want to hear this. Some of y'all don't want to hear this. But in order to get reparations, you got to go to the white man. Yeah, real Dana, she kept it real. Her and Judge O'Brien, I agree with them when she said that. She even called Tariq on that. She like, y'all. She rocked with Tariq, but she had to kind of, hey, sometimes you wrong. Sometimes everybody ain't always right, but you got to call out.
Saying about the name. No, we're not all right. That's why we gotta have a table to come down to.
But some people will follow somebody and they won't correct them. They're like, well, whatever he or she say, they write down that. The thing
it's not
is,
about being right or wrong. It's about being correct or incorrect.
Like
exactly.
And they have a strategy, but there's no table for everybody to hear the strategy because we have the Moors over there. We have Black Panthers over here. We have name some more. We have different
5%ers. The 5%ers, all of them.
What we're saying is that we're all in this American melting pot, and we want to bring together all our strategies to make a united strategy with all our empires. The reason why we said the empire, because we respect the Black Panthers, we respect the Moors, we respect us that call ourselves FBA, we respect Dane Calloway, everybody that say indigenous, who was the original Indians. We respect. What we're saying is that we respect every group that's doing their due diligence to fight American white supremacy. But how can we bring it all together under one code so that when I see you, you see me, I see your flag, you see mine, but we still respect each other and we still are building something for our kids? How can we get together and have a pot where we build a gas station here and a hotel there, a grocery store there? We have to have a united plan.
Yep, because every other group got their own towns. Then we way behind that. Clients have been sending for 60 years. But other groups been, you got Port Town, Korean Town, Vietnamese Town, you got Mexican got their own towns. We don't have no towns really ran by Black people. So we got to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? So we all this other liking who you like and
bringing all
get
our
back
land
to some
and making towns, getting to the point where we consider ourselves a micronation, a nation within a nation, and that's international talk. And if you go through my videos, that's why we say a micronation. We want to bring everybody on a micronation so that we don't have to just be on an American and then get our sovereignty. And that's a whole nother thing. It ain't about no driver's license and all that stuff and everything and stuff. She said, y'all hip to the sisters Chicago flip red. Yes, but that the Democrats and the Republicans is not helping us, honey.
Exactly. Yes, all thing we like about them is
we glad that the Republicans doing what they do. I'm glad Trump doing what he do, but it ain't enough.
Look, I'm gonna say about Chicago Flood Red. I do follow them sisters. One thing I do like when they are exposing what the corruption going on in Chicago with the Democrats, how they taking Black people houses, and plus how they brought them legal immigrants and then took Black people like the schools and the rec centers and stuff like that. So
the senior citizen buildings.
So shout out to them. They really making a stance. I think Dana C gonna run for she gonna run for mayor. She gonna run for mayor.
That want to fight. And then we do it under our flag, but we come to the American government as a group so that we can get our reparations. We come as a people that they can't see. They playing with us because we all separate. We come as one and demand. And once we get on as one, we'll really see. We all different groups and different organizations, but we under one organization representing. Doesn't mean you leave your organization if you part of UEOA. It just that means that we are all coming to a table. Let's sit down and talk with each other.
It's a support system, pretty much. Like
my question: what if we stop fighting against our opposition and fighting for our people? For me, I think it's harder to fight against the system. I.e. Kanye West, Nick Cannon. It's hard to fight against the system. What if we just fight for one another and rally with one another? I don't want to fight against white supremacy. These people are crazy. And white supremacy looks like different things, including Black faces. But if we fight for one another, if we rally with one another, FBA, ADOS, all of us are not one or the other. Some of us are FBS, some of us are ADOS.
Exactly. But we're saying the same thing. We all want the same thing. We want our reparations. We want our own. We want our own car lots. We want to have a place for when the immigrants come in, when the immigrants that are legal, the Africans that are legal, the Africans that come in looking, we want to have respect, because America is not America without them coming in still. They just put them in our neighborhoods to take our money. We want to have a system where if you come in here and you shop with us and we go to we shop with you, because we've been sending our money to Africa. But we need a two-way street here.
Who said Black Lion Party?
That is what the Paul Bird song done changed himself to, the Black Lion Party.
I'm looking in the comments. I see that.
I think they're getting a replay because somebody shared it on Twitter. So he's getting he's the Black Lion Party now, because all the Black Panthers denounced him with that ICE mess of talking about fighting for illegal immigrants. They're illegal. Why would we risk our black lives
the White Panther Party that got him,
who got a country to go to? Why are you gonna risk dying in the street like these white people fighting for illegal immigrants? White people are fighting because they are using illegal immigrants. They're using immigrants to replace the Black population. That's why we got all the nail shops, the hair shops, and the gas stations and the hotels, because they replace the Black people who should own those things. So why will you fight to have somebody and their children replace you and yours? That's right. Delineation have to come first. We have to delineate first, and that's what the meeting is about. This is what UEOA is about. Us first. And a plan, because we can't ignore. We're going to live every day. Tariq Nasheed is in Africa now. We still respect. I still want to see the world, but I want to see my brothers and sisters without looking like a money bank to them, without them giving something. I want to have respect. I want to make sure you have your country in together, because a lot of Black people going over there building businesses and they getting scammed too. But that's all I wanted to say. I'll land my plane. We'll talk more about it. Y'all want to say anything else? Mind games. And Queen.
Oh no, we cooking. How many people here in the comment? Make sure everybody subscribe, like, share, and all that good stuff. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, our channel and everybody's channel. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta get the word out. You know what I'm saying? Because we bring the new to y'all.
What you say?
So you all make sure that you all follow. It's GMF ATLA.
Yes.
On YouTube, we're going that page. I know I was just privy to the situation with TikTok and then people taking things down. We don't want to rely on social media for our income and our residuals. And any residuals that we get with UEOA is to build our community. So donate, support, subscribe, share, follow. It's a big help. And bring something to the table. Don't sit at the kitty table.
Exactly. Everybody has something to bring. I don't know. I don't care if you have an old recipe. I don't care if you just you an old lady you could babysit. We need our own people on standby to basically. Queen Lynn said she kept getting put out. I'm sorry, Queen. It's StreamYard. We need our own. We need. Every aspect of our life, we need to control it. From our kids being taken from CPS, where we have a group of us, be able to help our children in each state. We need to have mental health intervention. We need to have we need to be buying gas stations in each state. That means Black people with credit, Black people who know how to write business loans, Black people who know how to write, to go after business loans and grants. We need grant writers. It takes all of us. And at the rate we're going, we're in a burning house fighting each other, and it's stupid. We're in a burning house, burning. The structure is burning down, and we're in a burning house. Talking about, we're not going out that door until you say more. No, you don't. Come back. You're not getting out this door until you say FBA. No. We're not leaving out this house until you say indigenous. We need to leave out this damn burning house as one unit with all our titles. Can we do
exactly.
that?
Let me tell you something, y'all. At the end of the day, FBA, Solon, Black American Indians, we call yourself. At the end of the day, these people is ADOS. Then people don't look at you as a power group still because you still unorganized. So that's where the UEOA come in at to bring balance. You know what I'm saying? You got to bring balance. If you don't have no balance, you're gonna be all over the place. Like I said, we'll be talking about the same thing 60 years from now. I'll let my point.
And that's all I have to say. We're gonna talk on it more because now is the time. Let Trump do what he doing. Let Trump chop this giant down. Stop getting offended by the little things because those little things was not putting money in our part.
Exactly.
Going to a national park for free was not putting money in our pocket. Looking at signs, hey, we could be if we got stars, we got football players, NBA players. Let's put pressure on our own people and we could build our own museums. We don't have to depend on them. The stuff that they're taking from us is not putting money in our pocket. So we need to just wink at that. But we need to start building so our people won't struggle as much.
Absolutely. Somebody said, do we read comments? I just put a link in the chat for it's GMF ATLA.
Yes, we've been responding to you.
Yeah, if you want to go to that website, to that YouTube page.
I think she's on a different page. That's our YouTube page too. We're on here. This is my Straight No Chaser with the Queen at Tina Berry Speaks. But we are going to have, this is going to be where we talk about movies, shows, entertainment. That's going to be our GMF ATLA page. But Miss, I forgot, pronounce her name, Usherman World 5726. Yes, I think you're getting the end of it. So when you get to this part, we have been reading your comments and I think we just been responding late. We agree with everything. Hopefully you listen. Hopefully you like and share and come back. And like I said, I think Lynn said it's time for FBA to get together with like-minded people. We can thrive and just get together. So that's all it's about, is getting together and doing this together. And then
100%.
Yes, because we can't do it by ourselves. We just got to say we're different, but we got the same fight. And we're different here in America, but we got the same fight. You call yourself something different. You believe in something different, but we got the same fight. ADOS.
And let me say this too. When I was saying about the roasting part, it ain't even just what our cousins, the Africans and the Jamaicans. It's Black Americans. You got a lot of them Democrats. Let me tell you, I've been in rooms. Black Democrats, they don't give. They like fuck. This they word. Fuck FBA. Y'all, they think FBA is a mega crowd pretty much. So that we need to touch on that too, because they think.
Well, you know what? What
we're
gonna do about the Democrats have been destroying Black American minds for a long time. So the Democrats are just gonna have to get in the back booths and learn behind us. Because the Democrats want to just be there so that they can secure their money with the Black Americans and secure the people they want in office. Because most Democrats are boosting up some white man or some white woman to rule us. The Democrats are who they're going to be. And like I said, when we get a Democrat that want to get on board, we had Marcel Dixon. I think.
And we got Tamara Shealy too here in Savannah, Georgia. That's running.
Look at this is Pan-African garbage. We ain't saying nothing about
what does that mean.
Ain't even listen to it. We ain't Pan-African. We just was getting on to the Africans. We talking about FBA, Black Americans. That's probably some undercover person who just don't want to see Black Americans get together and fight for our own reparations. Because this is just crazy of what that was said.
Why not spend 2 more minutes on that comment?
What he said?
Yeah, go ahead. That's what I'm saying. Pan-African. We ain't said shit about going to Africa. We ain't said nothing about. We've been getting on to the Africans coming over here using us. What are you talking about? That's what I'm saying. We always got to get on here and say something that is illiterate and ignorant without. Why don't you watch the replay?
Hey, can you read it? Can you read the comment? I don't know what y'all talking about. Can you read the comment, please?
It said this is Pan-African garbage.
I want to see what they're talking about.
That's what I'm saying. It's just somebody that
look. Let me tell y'all something too.
UEOA and came up.
Let me say this too. A lot of Black people claim FBA. A lot of them ain't know what the hell they talking about. They just be like following, just making their own stuff. A lot of them be getting called out too. A lot of them ain't doing shit in their community. They just following somebody, being keyboard warriors. So fuck you. Sorry, but I'm not sorry.
Exactly. Like we be out here. We got land. We bought land. We got places to take our people, and we're trying to get it together. So either which way, we're trying to build something together with all of it. And somebody just said whether it's Pan Africans of so-called FBA, y'all don't be doing nothing but talk, whoever that is. You know, sometimes you're gonna get people who are trolling. Let's see, somebody that's the same person right here say, why not get paperwork together and step to DC about reparations? Didn't we just say we can't do it? How many didn't Tariq do that? Didn't the more everybody does it individually? We're here to bring everybody that has done it and everybody together so we can come together. Black Panther, ADOS, this and that, to do it as a one mass group of us, the United Empires.
And we just said earlier, we're gonna hit
it by ourselves. We recognize everybody, as we say. We're talking about in America. We're not talking about across seas. We just said in the beginning that Africa needs to go to France for their reparations. This and that. Everybody say Tariq's a grip. We don't care about Tariq Nasheed. We're talking about the lineage. We care about everybody, but we're talking about the lineage. We're not telling you to follow Tariq Nasheed. See how black people or whoever this is mixed up. When black people stop trying to find something wrong and get the message, it'll be okay. Foundational Black American, that's right. B1, Moors, ADO, we are all here in America and we are all the same person and we are all trying to get reparations. So whether it would be great to see Tariq Nasheed, Taharka Bey, Michi X, ADOS, who else? Salah, all of us come together and say, hey, we all want this as one. That's all.
And I know we're gonna get out of here, but I want to say, like I was saying earlier.
They say, okay, sister, I got you.
And this too, listen, what we were saying earlier too, y'all, we gotta hit the reset button of reparations anyway, because we gotta get politicians. That's the main thing. Understand how politics work. You gotta get senators, congressmen. You're gonna have to get your local politicians involved, and you're gonna have to go through white people too. So don't think it's just gonna be us getting it done. You gotta go through your so-called master or whatever you want to call them, white supremacy. They're going to have to approve that too. So don't think it's going to be an easy ride. You got to go through the proper channels. I'm telling you what I know. This is how it works in politics.
Before we go to the proper channel, the whole point of UEOA is to bring it together so that if we come with a paper, it's all our signatures. That way, you're not going to divide us all. You can't just come and talk about Tariq and talk about, they live off of our anger with each other. We got to come through the proper channels and stuff. And if it ain't them, it's fine. We'll deal with the people who don't have big followings. We deal with the everyday black people. All of y'all that's out there, the everyday black people. We're not just talking about people who have a following. We're talking about all of us that go to work every day and tired of our communities. We're tired of working all the time and not getting nothing. We're talking about the everyday black people who live here in America. We're not talking about immigrants and stuff. We're talking about us. The ones that stuck in this rut, the ones whose grandparents tilled this land, invented, etc. We all gonna have to get together as one. If you in your local area, start something locally and start looking at who are you gonna vote for. And if you ain't got nobody to vote for, look at that child in high school. Who can you bring up the vote? That's how white people do it.
Exactly. And but look, listen, before we go, my phone about to go dead. One thing about it, we're gonna have to we gotta be willing to give up something too, y'all. We gonna have to discipline ourselves. We're gonna have to stop buying all this expensive crap. And another thing we need to talk about too, we gotta build a super PAC once we get to that point when we try to go after our politicians. Because money, power, respect, power. If you ain't got money, you just talking it again. Let my plane.
And that's what I'm saying too. That's another part. Super PAC, gas stations, grocery stores, this and that. It's going to take all of it. It's about, that's right. Somebody say it's about our children and grandchildren. Exactly. Because we're not going to get nowhere fighting with each other. Tariq Nasheed went to Washington. But because of his personality, other black, even if Tariq Nasheed would have got reparations, it would have went to all of us. But because of his personality, everybody didn't want to follow him. We got to look at something that's going to benefit all of us. And I land my plane.
And understand too, he's not a political type person. He don't really understand it like that. That's why he try to get exactly, because you got to get people like Tamara Shealy, like I said, Marcel Dixon. You got other people, not just them two, other black folks that ran on reparation who actually understand politics. So we got everybody got to play their part. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, he's an entertainer, he's a public figure, but we gotta, like I said, get involved in your local politics first, because a lot of us don't even know who our city councilmen are. So you got to get started.
Yeah, a lot of us don't even know what the government do. That's why they able to play us with this Democrat BS, and Trump is the racist. Trump is a white man, but the racists have been sitting in Congress for years, and those are the ones that's making the rules. Because when Trump leave, you're still going to have to deal with them racists that's sitting in Congress.
And look, and I'm glad before we get, I got to say this the last thing I want to say. And like I told y'all, think about what I'm about to say, y'all. When Trump is out of office, he got 3 years left. Y'all gonna find another boogeyman, because a lot of y'all like to make excuses for your own failure. That being said, I'm out.
Peace.
Peace.